we have had what some people are calling a once-in-a-generation storm. That's what everyone, at least in America, is saying. We have had between 3 to 4 inches of rain that has fallen between Wednesday and Friday. They're saying another 4 inches of rain is possible by Sunday. Later tonight, going to be gusty with more rain. Of course, everybody's under this flood watch, and they are predicting that the Ohio River is going to exceed its flood stage by 4 inches by Monday night. So if you're near creeks, if you're near rivers, you are dealing with some flooding. And with this rain that we are all experiencing, I know that I was on my community's Facebook page, and so many of my neighbors are experiencing water in their basement.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
And it was even a bigger problem because we had the power out down in Alexandria where I live. And so there, sub pumps opt off power. And so then the water's coming in.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah. So I wanted to invite my buddy James from Everdry onto the RNF show. Hi, James. How are you, pal?
Hey, I'm great. How are you guys doing today?
Doing pretty good. Trying to stay warm and dry.
Dry is the key. The dry is the key. And are you guys just slammed busy with waterproofing?
Oh, absolutely. The phones have been ringing off the hook. Today's an all hands on deck kind of day situation. So we have people from every department in our confirmation answering phones and taking the calls because, that water has nowhere to go and it's just sitting down in the basements and crawl spaces today.
And then, I mean, this is when, of course, if you have a problem, you typically find out you have one. I mean, are people, what do you see? Is people's crawl spaces and basements, are they like pools essentially, or is it just like little water cracks? I don't know what you guys typically deal with. Well,
with all this rain, there's going to be a lot of standing water in the basements and crawl spaces. And in these kind of events, people might not ever even have a problem until an event like this comes around. And then today would be the day that they start noticing that water coming in. But, typically it's a small amount of water coming in the basement. But after rains that we've seen over the last 2 or 3 days, you're looking at a couple inches of rain being down in that basement and or crawl space.
Oh, and we have 4 more inches coming.
Right. Feels like it's just getting started.
I know. We're halfway through this thing.
Man.
Oh, it's so unfortunate. Okay, let's talk about what you all do. And I'm thinking about my basement in particular. Is there something you look for? Because I have little cracks in my basement. Now, there's no water down there. There's nothing leaking through, but is that how all this starts? Just like a little hairline crack, or?
Yeah. So basically, we deal with 3 types of water and 4 ways they enter your home there. So, we deal with the rainwater, which is what we've been experiencing here. Then you have the groundwater, which is, the water that sits in the ground. And then also the humidity in the air. And it gets in your house 4 different ways there. So it comes through your walls, through your footer, through your floor, and then also in the air there. So cracks typically start on the outside, work their way in. So once you start seeing them on the inside, you're typically only seeing about 20% of those. So, that's something you really want to keep an eye on there if you're having a crack in your foundation that, eventually water could potentially get in there. Not trying to wish any bad will on you or anything.
Well, but, James, it's a good thing I have your number because you would be my first call.
Absolutely.
if that happens.
And I was going to ask, too, Roy brings up a good point. Calling you guys, if someone is experiencing, water in their basement or in a crawl space or anything like that, who is their first call? Would it be to you guys at Everdry, or is it your homeowner's insurance? How should that work if and when we need that?
That's a great question. So most insurance policies don't cover that. You have to have special insurance riders to cover water intrusion. And a lot of times it would just be like if your sump pump malfunctioned.
Yeah.
But there are insurance policies out there for that. You should call Everdry first and then, try to figure it out that way and see exactly what you have going on there in the foundation.
Man, I remember as a kid growing up, my parents at their house, they have stairs that go down to the basement door, outside stairs. And at the bottom of those stairs, there's a little drain on the foundation floor there. And the sump pump stopped working because the electricity went out. And all this water forced that basement door open, and it was 3-4 feet of water easily.
Oh, no.
We came back from the store, and we went down to the basement, put the groceries away.
Yeah.
Nope. And ever since then, I think my dad has made some improvements with like a battery backup system and things like that in case the sump pump stops when the electricity goes out. But man, it's not a fun thing to have to deal with.
Growing up, we had the same type of we had an unfinished basement.
Yeah.
And my parents didn't even have a sump pump installed. We had the drain, and we just kind of hoped it never clogged.
Right.
And if it did clog, or if it was just so much water, it just kind of is what it was. We had standing water down there, which is probably horrible it's probably mold and all this
good
other
at all.
I mean, who knows what I was subjected to growing up?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of things that can happen with that. And it's funny you guys say that because the house I grew up in as well, I remember going down to get clothes out of my dryer out of the basement and there being 2-3 inches of water in there. So, I was destined to be in the basement waterproofing industry, so it all worked out.
Yeah, and as a kid, I thought that was a normal. As an adult with my own home, I know that's not normal.
Right.
You're
This
not
is not a
supposed
thing.
to have that.
Yeah.
That's when you call our buddy James over at EverDry and have them waterproof the basement. So what do you guys do? Do you put a sump pump in, or do you put that white plastic stuff everywhere and really waterproof it? What is it exactly you're doing down there?
Yeah, so we have a patented system. It's our multi-step system, and what we do is we put drainage around the outside of the house, drainage around the inside of the house. It comes with a sump pump with a battery backup, and then we also have a air ventilation unit to help with the humidity levels in the home there. So, some companies will just do interior work, some companies will just do exterior work. We have a patented system that can't be duplicated where we actually do both, and we stop all types of water and all types of ways that they enter your home.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, James, thanks for joining us here on the RNF show, talking about just this so much rain that everyone is experiencing, and a lot of people listening to our show is dealing with water in their house. I see it in my own neighborhood. Something that we can actively be doing to prevent this leaking before it gets bad, or is it really just a wait until the problem exists and call you?
Now, there's a lot of things you can do to help alleviate that. You also want to make sure your gutters are clean so that they're flowing properly. You want to, make sure the grading on your dirt from your house is graded away from your home, that your downspouts are all, cleared and running away because, with all the rain that we're having, if your downspouts and your gutters are clogged, all that water is just going to keep pouring onto the foundation and just beating it until it, finds its way in. Eventually, people end up with water in their basement no matter what they do, just because of how homes are built and the way that they build them. The waterproofing they put on the homes there when they build them lasts anywhere from 5 to 20 years. And that's what's great about EverDry, too. We have a lifetime transferable warranty with the work that we do.
Oh, James, you just gave me another problem to worry about. 5 to 20 years. And there's something else that James said that I just glossed over because I didn't know this either. The fact that your insurance probably doesn't cover it. That would be so my luck that I would have water in my basement and I didn't click the stupid button on whatever website to get that coverage. Ugh.
Yeah. It can
just
be
to my luck.
It can be a storm of sorts.
Yes, a storm of sorts. That's
Yeah.
right.
There you go.
James with EverDry. What's the best way for our radio family members to give you guys a contact with all this stuff going on, the weather?
Yeah, absolutely. They can call us at 513-874-7200 or go to our website, www.everdrycincy.com, Cincy with a Y. And if you tell them you heard me on the Roy, Nat, and Freddie Mac show, I'll throw in a free Easy Breeze with a purchase.
Hey,
All right.
Easy Breeze. What's that? Is that an air freshener?
It's a air ventilation unit that we put into your basement with our system. So it exchanges the air in your home 3 to 5 times a day, expelling all the odors you have, whether it's basement odors, cooking odors, smoking odors, pet odors, all that good stuff. So it's basically giving you fresh air in your home.
Heck yeah.
Love that.
I do love that. James, thanks for joining us on the show, buddy.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, guys.